Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be looking at something you might remember from school, Bloom's taxonomy,
Oh, yeah.
that pyramid of learning, right? From remembering facts to creating something new.
Yeah, a classic framework for how we learn as humans.
Exactly. But get this, we're applying it to machine learning.
Fascinating, right? I think it helps us understand how AI develops in a way that mirrors human learning.
Okay, so in the original, we go from remembering to understanding to applying. What's that first step when we're talking about AI?
Well, it all starts with store.
Store.
Yeah, imagine a vast digital warehouse
Okay.
where AI gathers and organizes data.
So it's not just hoarding information, it's like it's setting up a system.
Precisely. Think of it this way. There's the physical model, like a blueprint for where the data lives, servers, the cloud, you name it.
Okay.
Then there's the logical model, showing how data is connected within the system.
So like a map of the warehouse.
Exactly. And finally, the conceptual model. This defines what the data represents in the real world, giving it meaning,
So it's not just ones and zeros, it's connecting it back to real-world concepts.
Right. All three models work together to create the foundation for AI learning. But storing data is just the beginning. The next step is sort.
Sort. Okay, that makes sense. Even in our own lives, like organization is key to learning anything, right?
Absolutely. Imagine trying to build with Legos if they were all jumbled up.
Yeah.
Sort models help AI arrange data in meaningful ways, by date, by category, by value, so it can actually be used effectively.
So sort is bringing order to the chaos, making it manageable.
Precisely. It's essential for the AI to quickly access the right data for analysis or decision-making. Now, once the data is organized, the next challenge is actually finding specific information within that massive data set.
Right, so that's where search comes in, like a superpowered search engine for AI.
Exactly. Search models enable AI to sift through vast amounts of data and retrieve the specific information it needs based on certain criteria.
I imagine that gets pretty complex, especially with all the different types of data out there.
Oh, you're right. We've got discrete data made up of distinct values like colors or categories. And then there's continuous data, which represents ranges of values like temperature or time. Searching through these types of data requires very different techniques.
So search models need to be versatile, able to handle both. It's amazing to see how AI is mimicking these fundamental aspects of human thought already.
It is. But we're just scratching the surface of AI's capabilities. The real excitement begins when AI moves beyond simply finding data to actually understanding it.
That's what I'm talking about. We're going from organization to actual insight. This is where things get interesting. Tell me more.
Well, so before we went to, I guess not a break because it's a podcast, but before we were last talking,
Right.
we were discussing how AI is like a student learning to organize and retrieve information. Now let's see how it starts to become an analyst.
Okay, so we've covered store, sort, and search. AI can store it, organize it, find it. What's that next level of this learning journey?
It's called descriptive.
Descriptive.
Yeah, here AI goes beyond just finding data points. It starts to analyze and interpret them, looking for patterns and trends that we might miss as humans.
So it's like AI is reading a giant book and giving us the SparkNotes version.
That's a great analogy. Like, imagine you're trying to make sense of customer data.
Right.
A descriptive AI could sift through all the purchases, the demographics, the browsing history, and then say something like, hey, your sales are dropping in this region, or customers who buy product A also tend to buy product B. Insights you might never have spotted on your own.
Wow, that's powerful. It's like having an AI detective uncovering hidden clues within the data.
Exactly. Descriptive AI helps us understand what's happening in the data, revealing those patterns and relationships that might not be immediately obvious.
Okay.
But it doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
The next level takes things even further.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What happens when AI goes beyond just describing the data?
That's where discriminative models come in. Think of this level as AI learning to make judgments and classifications.
Judgment. So like AI is developing a sense of discernment.
In a way, yes. At this level, AI starts using the patterns it's learned to categorize information and make decisions based on those distinctions.
Okay, give me an example. How would this discriminative AI work in practice?
Imagine you're a doctor trying to diagnose a patient. You consider their symptoms, their medical history, test results, all that.
Right.
A discriminative AI could do the same thing, analyzing vast amounts of medical data to help make a more accurate and efficient diagnosis.
That's amazing. It's like having an AI consultant working alongside doctors,
Yeah.
providing another layer of insight.
Precisely. And this discriminative ability is applied in so many fields, from filtering spam emails to assessing loan applications. AI is making decisions based on data analysis.
Wow. We've come a long way from AI simply storing data to it making complex decisions. It's like watching a student evolve into a seasoned professional.
It is remarkable. But the most exciting part of this AI learning journey is yet to come.
Okay, you got me hooked.
Yeah.
What's that final, most advanced level of this Bloom's taxonomy for machine learning?
It's called generative.
Generative.
And this is where AI truly starts to mimic the creative powers of the human mind.
Creative powers. Is AI becoming an artist?
In a way, yes. Generative AI doesn't just analyze existing data. It learns from it and then uses that knowledge to create something entirely new.
Whoa, hold on. So AI is graduating from analyst to creator. What kinds of things can it generate?
Imagine AI composing music that rivals Bach or Beethoven, writing poetry that echoes Shakespeare, designing buildings that push the boundaries of architecture. We're talking about AI that can generate text, images, music, even entire virtual worlds.
This is blowing my mind. AI that can create original content. This is incredible.
It is, and it's one of the most rapidly advancing and fascinating areas of AI research today.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the foundations of STORE to the mind-blowing creativity of generative AI. This Bloom's taxonomy adaptation is truly illuminating. It's like watching AI evolve before our very eyes.
It is a fascinating journey, isn't it? Seeing how these different levels of learning build upon each other, leading to increasingly sophisticated capabilities.
Absolutely. And I'm sure our listeners are just as captivated by this as I am. But before we get too carried away with the future, let's take a step back and revisit each level in a bit more detail. Starting with the fundamentals of STORE, where AI's learning journey begins.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring how AI learns using Bloom's taxonomy adapted for machine learning. It's really amazing to see how these levels build on each other, like stepping stones to greater and greater complexity.
It is remarkable how it mirrors human learning in a way.
Right. We've gone from AI as a data organizer with STORE, sort, and search to AI as an analyst with descriptive and discriminative models.
And we even ventured into AI as a creator with generative models, which is pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. To think that AI can actually generate original content.
Absolutely. But before we get too lost in the possibilities of AI as this creative force, let's revisit those earlier levels, starting with STORE.
Okay, back to basics. Remind us, why is STORE so important in this learning process?
Well, STORE is the foundation, the bedrock, really, upon which all other learning is built. Remember that digital warehouse we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Well, that's what STORE is all about, collecting and structuring the data. Without this organized foundation, those higher levels of learning just wouldn't be possible.
So it's not just about hoarding data, it's about organizing it in a way that makes sense for the AI.
Exactly. Those three data models, physical, logical, conceptual, they all work together to ensure that the data is stored effectively, that it's meaningful.
Right.
It's like building a house. You need that solid foundation and a well-organized blueprint before you can start adding the walls and the roof.
That's a great analogy.
And then once the data is stored and organized, that's where sort comes into play.
Great. Sort.
Sort models, they help arrange the data in a way that makes it easier to analyze, easier to use. Think of it like sorting your bookshelf.
Okay.
You could organize by genre, author, color even. Whatever system helps you find what you need quickly and efficiently.
And for AI, that efficiency is critical, especially with the massive amounts of data that it handles.
Absolutely. Sort is all about bringing order to the chaos, making the data manageable and accessible for further analysis.
So then once the data is sorted, how does AI actually find what it's looking for in that massive amount of information?
Well, that's where search models come in. They're like super-powered search engines of the AI world, allowing AI to sift through all that data and pinpoint specific information based on certain criteria.
And we talked before about how searching through different types of data, discrete versus continuous, that presents its own unique challenges.
It does. Discrete data is made up of distinct values, like categories or colors. Think of searching for all the red shirts in your closet. Then you've got continuous data, which represents ranges of values like temperature or height. Imagine trying to find everyone in a crowd who's between 5'8" and 5'10". It requires a completely different approach.
So search models need to be adaptable. Intelligent, right.
Yeah.
Capable of handling both types of data effectively.
Exactly. And as the volume and complexity of data continue to grow, developing efficient search algorithms is a key focus of AI research.
It's really amazing to see how AI mirrors these very fundamental human processes like organizing and retrieving information.
It is, and it sets the stage for the truly remarkable capabilities of the higher-order learning models.
Okay, so we talked about how descriptive AI can analyze data and identify patterns, trends.
Right.
It's like AI is reading this massive textbook and giving us the key takeaways.
Perfect analogy.
And those customer insights we discussed, like descriptive AI, can actually reveal hidden patterns in buying behavior, helping businesses to really understand their customers better and make better decisions.
Precisely.
It's like having an AI consultant to kind of help you decipher the data and make sense of it all.
Exactly. And then there's discriminative AI, which takes those insights a step further and uses them to make judgments, classifications.
Like the doctor using AI to help diagnose a patient, or the bank using it to assess those loan applications.
Yeah.
It's really AI making decisions based on data.
Exactly. Discriminative AI is about applying those learned patterns to categorize information and make those choices. Really powerful tool with applications across tons of different industries.
And finally, we reach the peak of this learning pyramid, generative AI,
Right.
where AI transcends analysis and actually becomes a creator.
Yeah, this is where things get really exciting. Generative models can create new content, music, art, text, even entire virtual worlds based on the patterns and the knowledge it's acquired.
It's like AI is graduating from student to artist.
It really is. And the potential applications, they're limitless.
It is mind-blowing.
Imagine personalized learning experiences that are tailored to your specific needs.
Yeah.
New drug discoveries, accelerated by AI-powered simulations, or even entirely new art forms that we can't even conceive of yet.
But we've come a long way in this deep dive, haven't we? From the very foundation of STORE to these mind-blowing possibilities of generative AI, this Bloom's taxonomy, adapted from machine learning, has given us a fascinating glimpse into how AI learns and evolves.
It has. It really underscores the incredible progress being made in artificial intelligence.
And for our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a better understanding of this incredible technology. As AI continues to advance, it's so crucial that we all stay informed and engaged, exploring both the possibilities and the potential implications.
Well said. The future of AI is full of potential, and it's up to all of us to shape it responsibly and thoughtfully.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking questions. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.